Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to those charts. So yeah, Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Yeah, you can see we had a nice bit of a wick, a bit of a foray up into, well, the top side of our new range, our 12 to 14k range. So obviously the lower side of that being, the lower half being 12 to 13, the high half being 13 to 14. So yeah, we had a little foray into that range, but we were rejected by our resistance box that we've got drawn in towards the midpoint of this range. So yeah, that is pretty nice and normal price action to see. It has been a few moves up now. Sorry, it has been like a few $1,000s moves up with no real back test or anything. So obviously we've got to be aware that will come in at some point. Also, you guys would have definitely heard me say often moves will come in threes, whether it's an Elliott wave thing or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, we've had one move up, consolidation, two move up. Are we going to get a consolidation here and then an actual tag of around the 14k? Whilst it is possible, obviously this was quite an extended second move up. So yeah, it would obviously take something. Something pretty big to get us up there. But I mean, at the moment it does look like a bull flag, but I mean, I am expecting either this sort of price action for a good few days, or a potential push up into this box. But I do feel like we are pretty cooked here, and we do need some sort of either consolidation, some sideways to down potentially, or on the super bullish side, a tag up to the 14k and then a consolidation in this zone. But I think that that would be fantastic to see. But yeah, I mean, potentially highly optimistic. So yeah, that's kind of what we are looking at here. We are obviously looking very bullish. Longer term macro time frames all looking good, taking out important levels. Yeah, all looking very good, but at some point we've got to digest this move. But yeah, I mean, I am a bit undecided as to whether we will hit 14k then consolidate in this zone, or whether we are just going to consolidate sideways to down here, come and tag the 12k possibly, and then just build our way from here. It would look perfectly normal for price action. Obviously people don't want to see $1,000 nearly $1,000 move down, and clearly a good $1,000 plus move from where we actually topped out. But I mean, that's not necessarily what is going to happen. Even just consolidating on the underside of 13k would be incredibly normal. We could get that third push to the upside, and then we could use 13k as basically a test back, a pullback, a back test zone, a back test price level. So it does sound a bit crazy, the fact that I'm even discussing 13k being the test back zone when it was basically 11k I was talking about before, and then yeah, 11k before really, and 11.5k, and now I'm talking about a potential test back area of 13k. So good things happening for Bitcoin, good things happening. Let's have a look at stocks. These stocks are not doing so well. Here's the stock futures. You can see we still haven't lost this more important level yet, but obviously these do want to start to make a move to the upside. Dollar has actually done what we basically thought, exactly as I said in yesterday's video we thought it was going to do. We had the 4 hour 9, we basically took out this level, got back above it, so then we said, well, realistically a back test of the level above here, an important level, and then yeah, a nice back test of that and a rejection. So obviously we've got a bit of a semi-bullish looking candle here. If this just kind of push back up above this level, then yeah, we could potentially see some consolidation in this area, or if we then come back down, we'd expect to lose this time, and then yeah, and then potentially come down to the next level, either that or sideways here. But yeah, obviously things generally looking bearish, but it's nice to see the levels respected and the price action moving in a predictable fashion. So yeah, that is obviously good. More downside of the dollar, things will obviously be looking fantastic. Euro US dollar, as you can see, deep into the into its little zone, into its range that we did have before. Obviously looking to try and tag the top. Got obviously rejected on the offer 4-hour 9, some sideways to down, 1 to 4 candle correction. So if we can start to make a move back up, take out this high, then yeah, I mean that will obviously look very good. And this is basically, for the most part, an inverse of this chart. So as you can see, the same even 4-hour 9 candle, because basically price action is pretty similar in them both. Ethereum USD, it is gunning for that 400 level, this level that we've got, just above 400. Take that out, things get back into this zone here, then yeah, things will be looking very, very, very good for Ethereum also, and potentially good for the alts, and potentially good for a reduction in BTC.D, which we'll look at in a sec. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this is had quite a nice move down here. So do we get a bit of a move in the Satoshi pair and a move back up, even if it's just a back test of this level, which will obviously be a nice move up in Ethereum if we do? Or can we take out that level and start to actually go bullish for Ethereum? I mean, we very much could do. We did look very dicey for a bit period here. And we still look dicey, but if we I mean, this is realistically the level. We start to take out this level here, then we will be looking very good. And that's sort of like the equivalent in the USD pairing of around the 400 level that we are looking at now. If we kind of look at it, it's the equivalent of this sort of level. And yeah, taking this out, we will be looking very good. Again, talking about BTC.D, as you can see, it topped on that this 4-hour 9 here, a proper wick up, and then that's obviously was the move to 13.2 or 3k, whatever we got up to. But yeah, now retracing. So is this a swing failure or a slingshot reversal, as I forgot what his name is now, calls it, above this very important horizontal that we've got drawn in? If we get break back below this horizontal, then yeah, I mean, you could expect this to actually then start to make a more of a decent move down the next level. Well, either this trend line or this horizontal, more aggressively this horizontal, but obviously the trend line is obviously in play if we do break below and hold below this horizontal. So that could be that could spell very good things for alts. This does look a lot like, to me, like the similar sort of price action we did get in the DXY, where it was looking particularly bullish and then eventually did come back down again. If you kind of look at it, it's sort of this price action we got going on here, and then we started to dive back down again. If BTC.D does that, then alts are going to absolutely skyrocket. So yeah, I mean, stocks is a bit of a laggard here. Potentially needs some more, well, just some more optimism in the stock markets to get them up. You guys, obviously, I spoke about the technicalities of, I think, people, Robinhood traders need that money in their accounts before they can start pumping this. Obviously, currency markets, Bitcoin markets, currency markets, gold, silver markets reacting obviously beforehand. But generally speaking, things are looking very good. We'll have a look at those stochastics. I mean, we know that we're gonna be pretty cooked and looking for some short-term pullback. I mean, 4-hour finally out of that bullish zone. So are we going to see some sideways to down? 10-hour pretty much the same, rolled, not pretty much, it's not out of the bullish area, but has rolled over. So again, potentially some sideways to down. 12-hour still got room to run though. Daily obviously looking good. I mean, these are all going to be looking good. I mean, well, it's sort of topping over, but if we hold up here, the 2-day will hold up there. 3-day looking good, 5-day looking good, weekly looking very good. It was really good to see this turn back up, obviously, because we do know the implications of this move, and we did get a pretty savage move. Bi-weekly looking good also. So let's have a look at that bi-weekly candle. As you can see, textbook TD9 trading here. 1 to 4 candle correction, literally 1, 2, well, if you count that 1, 2, 3, 4, and then once we took out the basically the level of that candle, onwards and upwards. So things looking like, yes, basically what all I can say is here is these bi-weekly nines are pretty powerful nines, as you can see here, the last 2 ones. So I mean, that being said, how powerful and how efficacious these bi-weekly nines are, the fact that we only had this much of a correction and are now back above it and pumping is actually extremely bullish in my view. And yeah, I mean, realistically, onwards and upwards, we might trade some sideways to down for a bit. I don't think we'll particularly not have big buying coming in around 12k if we get down there. And yeah, just onwards and upwards. I think I remember a while back we did speak about price action and about how realistically in this move that we've had going up, if you go back to the 4 hour, in this move we've had, there has not particularly been a back test level for the bulls to for big players to particularly come in and buy. Obviously the move up here, no real back test. We only had sideways here, didn't even come and back test the 11k. Obviously this move up here didn't come back and back test anything, and this move up here we've had no real pullbacks and back tests. So we have major players potentially still on the sideline that are looking for a dip to buy, a back test to buy, and they haven't been given one yet. So they are getting squeezed insofar as the fact that they've not got their Bitcoin exposure they'll potentially like. So because that has happened this whole time, that's why I'm incredibly have a high conviction that when we do get a back test, it will get bought, because we just haven't had one yet, and people will be wanting to buy this. So yeah, that will be sat on the sidelines, and big players of that. So yeah, we've got to watch out for that as well. So that is it, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys later on today.